Hi Year 10, welcome to one of our last demos for this term, which is pork belly bites with a sweet and spicy sauce. So this is a very, very tasty dish that could be used in lots of different ways. Pork belly bites have actually become popular in being a snack food, especially in America, when they're watching football and things. Could also be served on top of rice. So what we're going to start with is our sweet and spicy sauce. Now what you want, it's an Asian inspired sauce. So we're trying to balance that sweet and salty. And in here already I have a 1/4 cup of caster sugar, 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, a tablespoon of rice wine vinegar, and then into that I'm going to add a green chili that I have removed all of the white insides from and the seeds, which make chilies super duper hot, although green chilies are quite mild anyway. We're going to add in our ginger and chili. Now this is just the jarred stuff that we have at school, but you can use fresh. And then we're going to add a chili and garlic sauce. Now in the recipe it asks for a sweet and spicy sauce. So you could just use your regular sweet chili sauce if that's what you have at home. But this one is one that we have bought from IGA, and it looks like this in the Asian section at the back of the shop. The other one that is really good is one that you can get from the Asian grocer. And you guys will get to try that one next term when we create our Korean fried chicken. Another excellent recipe. Okay, so all we're doing is combining this. We're dissolving that sugar. We don't want to have lumps of sugar, and we want to get a nice balance. So you've got that sweet, salty and spicy. Now we're going to add a sour element, which is our lime juice. Now I'm not going to measure the lime juice. It does say 1/4 cup. But I like lime juice, so I'm just going to add as much as the lime will give me. To get it to release some juices, roll it on the bench really firmly, and it should make it easier to juice, and you'll get more out of your lime. As you can see, you can also use a juicer. Okay, 1/2. And 2. Okay, so you don't want to boil this too much because it's got so much sugar in it. What it'll end up doing is the liquid will evaporate and it'll end up being like a toffee, which won't coat our pork very well. So we're just making sure that it doesn't stick to the bottom. Bring it all together. Okay. So you can see it's quite liquidy. But we're going to put that to the side so that it can go cold. Now I'm going to grab my next pan, turn it up reasonably high, and we're going to start frying our pork belly. So pork belly is what it says. It's the belly. It sits on top of the ribs. Okay, so if you've eaten ribs, this is the stuff that they cut off the top of it. Okay, it's got quite a few layers of fats through it, which makes it a perfect cut of meat for slow cooking. I do a very nice slow cooked pork belly roast. And what we want to do is put it skin side down so that we can get some of that crackle into the skin and help create some more texture in our pork belly. So we're going to fry that off. Now we don't want to burn it. We just want to cook it through. So you have to be careful of the fat splattering. It's also making quite a mess in the kitchen. So warn your parents or just cook a different pork dish if they're not keen on the mess. But you need to be really, really careful that those splatters don't come up and hit you in the face. All right, so I have cooked some earlier. I'm just going to wash my hands. So I've got my sauce, and I've got some of the pork belly that I did just before I started. I'm going to put about half of the sauce on my pork and just give it a quick toss. Now you just want to coat your slices of pork belly in the sauce. Right. Now, we could have served this up on a bed of rice. You could just do Asian vegetables with it if you like, but we're just going to pile it up on a plate. So we've got our lovely saucy pork belly, and then on top some parsley, because remember guys, your assessment, and Mrs. Hamilton touches on this in your fish demo, your assessment is going to be producing a protein-based meal, but you have to think about how you are going to garnish your plate and present it to us. So I'm adding a little bit of height with some julienne capsicum that Mr. Hamilton created for us, and also some ribbons of cucumber, which could act as a salad. So you could actually dress that, put some oil and some Asian style vinegar on there with some sesame seeds, and serve that up as a meal. So that is our sweet and spicy pork belly bites. Enjoy that one. It's delicious.